Can someone get the door?
Hello, how are
Hi.
you all?
Anita, how are you
Can someone
doing?
get the door?
Mart,
how was Date with Destiny for you, Elenita?
it was amazing. Really, really amazing. I did it with a group of people, about 15 people in the Netherlands. And it was very, very, how do you say? Well, it was nice to do it with people together. We did it virtual, but with people together also. And the last day, we had a group of 4 women and we challenged each other and we went all out and it was amazing. Yeah, I really loved it. And I had, I was like bouncing. Few days after, I was still bouncing. So yes, it was very good. And then I had a very busy weekend with the children, and now I'm letting it sink in, um, making my goals smart and thinking about, okay, how can I achieve it? How can I make it better? How can I? Yeah, I'm thinking about it a lot.
I'm curious, based off of the goals that you created, what is it that you are kind of moving towards?
In general, I'm moving towards um, connecting people, enjoying the magic of people, connecting people, um, getting to know different people, cultures, and being more healthy and choosing for myself.
So really, is there much thinking to or just doing?
So it's doing like I want to visit a few cities I've never been before. I
Like what?
want to
Like
do
which?
more with the business I'm starting, and then the conscious event in Brazil that we're doing. I want to be more active with that. I want to improve my health, um, lose weight, get more fit. Uh, so there are a lot of um, actions I can connect to my goals.
I love it.
Which
So
cities did you want to visit?
I'm starting with Dubai. Yes,
wonderful.
that's the first. And I'm also going to Texas in January. That's also new for me. I've never been to the States, but I already planned that. And in the summer, I'm going to Curacao to meet family. And I also want to go to Dubai this year to see how it's like there. It's been a dream of mine since a long time.
I love it. And maybe we could get Brazil, like you said, get Brazil somewhere in there in April.
Oh, no, yes, my dream is also I'm going to Brazil. Yes,
Love it.
of course, of course.
Well, it's good. It's nice. The nice thing about Brazil is that it's about discovering this art of vitality and how we can bring it all together. So, uh, You know, it's interesting how it all comes together. Anyways, because we're just allowing things to come through us all, and as a result, it's fulfilling all of our values, our needs to come together. So, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to get clear with yourself so that we can amplify this as a team.
Yes, because I also thought about it a lot. What are my goals? What is my mission in life? So I primarily want to focus on the group dynamics in Brazil.
Beautiful.
So how to connect the group, how to make it a group that like we have they have to have accountability partners. They also have to delegate to each other certain tasks, but to be more, to let it grow a group that even after the event, that they are feeling that they can always count on each other and fall back to each other, not only the accountability partners, but the whole group. That's my dream.
I'm curious, where are you going to be in January in Texas, and what are the dates? Are you going to be around for Business Mastery on North America side?
No, I am going to be in Texas 3rd of January till the 8th. I'm going to bring my daughter to Texas because she's going to high school there for 6 months.
And after the 8th, where are you headed?
Back home.
Well, maybe if you want, you know, we're having a Business Mastery here in Edmonton from the 14th to the 22nd, which Gabe is coming to, Ronald, maybe Ronald's daughter, maybe even Mark will show up. Who knows?
I will not show up.
Okay.
I can there is one type of obligation that I have made this year already, that I'm like, I'm not gonna do that unless it's absolutely necessary, and that is volleyball games. I'm gonna be present at all my volleyball games. That's a commitment I made, and I'm gonna stick to it.
I love it. And
Very
maybe
good,
Amy
very
will
good.
come. Who knows? So it would be maybe nice, because we're gonna probably most likely at Business Mastery integrate a lot of people into the event side of things for like Brazil, so we can continue to do that onwards and upwards into Africa and India and even Dubai. You know, so maybe it feels in alignment, you know, because I've done a couple of these events already in Dubai, so it could be something to think about. You never know.
Well, I thought about it, and it's very tempting. But
Okay.
I planned a lot of trips, and they all cost something. So I don't think so. How tempting it may be.
It's not about being tempting, and I would encourage you to see not the
No, I would
cost.
really love to go. I would really love to come. But yeah, choices.
Yeah, it's all choices. Gabe, how are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm getting some things done, so I'm going to be on the sideline just for now. I got payroll and some major stuff to do, but I just want to listen for now. I'm doing really well. Hi everybody.
Hi.
Cool, bro.
Wait, any baby yet?
No baby yet. But guess what?
What?
I left my work. I left my work on the porch last night, and I was able to be present, and it was awesome.
Woohoo!
And then
Well
even
done.
this morning, so I went and ate my dinner, and I did a pinky promise to my wife, and I said, so I asked her, for everybody, yesterday I was having a problem with being more present with my wife, and not bringing business to work, just to put everybody on the same level here. But so we made a choice. I was talking with Eric and Ronald and Amy to leave my work in the port. So I take off my cape or my jacket and my hat, and my I didn't leave my phone, but I did leave my everything there, and I didn't bring business into my house. I was able to eat dinner with her, and then I made a pinky promise, and I said, "Just tell me what you need from me, and tell me when you would like me home, and I will make that commitment to come home. And I promise that I won't bring work or my business to home when I'm home, and I want to be present." And we also made a pinky promise for no phones in the room, small little things, and then that we would read a certain amount of pages of books to our kid or to ourselves. So we made a few little small adjustments that were really good. And then this morning was even better with no alarm or no phone in the room. We woke up earlier. We were clear. We were just with our kid. And trying hard to be present makes being present so much more better, because you're actually being present, where instead of just going through the day like, oh, I woke up, oh, I kissed you, you can actually sit there and appreciate it.
Sweet. How did it feel?
Feels good. I feel a lot happier today. It feels good.
You look.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
You-
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, you sound really alive, brother. You sound very inspiring and empowered. And it's interesting how those small shifts, those 2 millimeter shifts of doing those small pieces and having that time and energy with your beloved now allows you to actually, you sound more revitalized.
For sure. I feel it. I feel it, and it was a great morning. It was even hard to go to bed, in a sense of I didn't want to lose that moment. I was there. I didn't, we were just, she looked more beautiful this morning. My kid was a lot more, everything was better. Everything was better. And it's just amazing. I'm not ungrateful at all, but you sometimes can not realize what's actually right there. Like you were saying yesterday, be within who you are right now. It's right here, So it's good. It was good. I'm very happy. Small,
Did you notice
like
anything about?
tiny
Sorry?
shifts. Tiny. They were small. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you notice anything different about your children?
I only have one son, but no, because I've always paid attention to him. Like visually, no, I pay attention to every inch of him. It was more so my wife, to be honest. Like I'm always paying attention to my kid. I always, when I was with him, I always pay attention to him. I'm not sitting there on my phone holding him or anything, and that's a rule that we've always had. But I think it was more so what I was looking for was the communication and connection with my wife. Not that it was horrible. It was just I was not present. I mean, I noticed more love between me and my kid just because I was able to love him more being present. I'm going to stick to my guns here and do the last few things that I have to do, and then I'm going to come pay attention. Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
Amy, do you want to share anything about how your day's been the past 24 hours?
So I think I have I think I have an attorney that's going to take my case. I'm meeting with him in person. Like everything is coming to a head, and I'm grateful for the peace. the inner peace that I can have going into this process, because it just keeps turning on more lights. Like I'm noticing more messages through other people's messages. Something that Allison McGinty wrote this morning, how she worked for Pfizer and saw that there was need in people speaking different languages. So she put a proposal together to teach the employees how to speak Spanish, and they expected like maybe 10 people and they got 100. And then I realized, oh my God, I got that message from the real estate agent that said there's over 300,000 people that are in foreclosure. I need to reach out and start looking for those people that are in the same, the same organizations and that kind of stuff, and then bring that to the attorney, because even the attorney general said I have a compelling case. So I'm just grateful for staying in the action, having the clarity around it, knowing what's possible, knowing what I'm doing, and know that I'm divinely guided, and it's going to happen. Even if there's 21 days, like they told me that the 40,000 was due yesterday. And I'm like, okay, so I need to work faster. No problem. And then these messages come. So listening to the messages and taking action around the messages. That was my last 24 hours. And I've been sending out little messages to people about donating to my nonprofit. So that's all going to help. Yeah, that's where I'm at. It's such a need.
Sorry?
It's such a need. Like, so I don't watch the news, and one of my friends posted that there was a shooting, I guess, in Wisconsin, 15-year-old, and the world is moving so fast for kids. Like, the first thing we need to teach them is how to love themselves so that they can love and respect each other. And then the learning comes in, right? Because everything's coming in like Tony says, like a fire hose into their heads with the internet and everything else. It's too fast. And how do they slow down and teaching them how to meditate? I wish I knew what meditation did for me when I was a kid. I would have saved a lot of money.
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's anything that's too fast or too slow or too intense or anything like this, because from my perspective or map of the world, nothing is too much because we are infinite beings. So it's just a matter of being able to get curious enough about how our own ways of operation within ourselves works. And then once that is present within ourselves, we can then learn to listen in a space of total peace and congruence, and then navigate based off of our own principles, the choices that we choose to create. And this creates a level of acknowledgement in our environments, because rather than being influenced by the external world, we're influencing from an internal nature's grace, which is what nature does, right? Universal law is what allows us to identify the meaning that we want to give it, and we get to give it. We don't have to worry about what's outside of us.
Yes.
And that level of influence comes from introspection. That catalyst within all of us, it is something that it's not just for children, it's for every single human. Is, as Tony says, who we have to influence first is the relationship with ourselves.
Absolutely. Yes. And I feel like Gabe being present for his family is going to teach his child how to be present. So the parents need to be the example for the child. Yet the world is moving so fast and everything is so expensive. Families are always worried about where's the next plate of food coming from, or where's, so yeah, it's people helping each other.
Well, I'll give my 2 cents. From how I see it is nowadays, I feel like there are more stimuli present. Whether
Mhm.
you experience them or not, that's a bit up to the person. And what from how I see it, from like a couple decades, maybe a century ago, there was much more of a thing of have the ability to do more with less stimuli, and be able to do more with it, or however you see that. You have a small toy, have the creativity and the fantasy to do multiple things with it, or make it grander than what it actually physically is. And it's
Mhm.
the ability to get way more out of a small thing, be it pleasure or whatever, and to activate that creativity and fantasy that we all have, that can sometimes be lost.
Mm.
One of the things I would praise it is, one of my most beloved memories is actually going into the woods while we were on holiday, and then making up a game of your own while you're a child, and very interesting. And this was like, what was it, like 10, 12 years ago or something, when the technologies were still all up and coming and maybe not ever present everywhere, but it was present. And so it was like, no, you're only allowed like 1 hour or 2 hours of time on your game console that we brought with us. No, the rest, just go outside and play and activate your fantasy and just, do something about it. And it's, that ability to use your fantasy and creativity to make do with what's around you, I feel is sometimes lost or not stimulated,
Mhm.
which also goes maybe hand in hand with being present. Because what's the thing that you truly value most is the attention and the connection you have with the ones you hold most dear.
Mhm.
I think that the new generation, they have a lot of how do you say, impulses, a lot of things coming to them. They're the first generation to have that in the way it is right now. But my children are also like that. They're on social media, TikTok, all those things. But if they talk together about memories they have, things they did together, they never ever talk about social media. So even though that's a big part of their lives, that's not what they focus on if they think back of the nice things in their lives. Then social media never is present. So but they are still very present at social media.
Hmm.
So I think in a way they are coping with it. They have to cope with nowadays society and all the digital things that are coming to them. And I think they're doing pretty okay. And we cannot imagine how it's like, because we never had to experience this when we were young. So I think they'll cope, but it's very difficult for us to raise them not knowing what they're going through and how it's affecting them and how it's like.
It's a lot of responsibility based on their peers and everything else. But yeah, teaching them the closeness of the family is huge.
Yes, but maybe they'll deep down they still know.
Yeah. So why would you say, I'm curious, Amy, why would you say it's a lot of responsibility?
Because at some point, even before the internet, my peers became my family because my family wasn't nice to me. So their happiness was important to me. I took it very seriously.
Okay,
I went
and I think that the fundamental responsibility is to keep yourself happy first. So remember we talked about,
as a kid though, I didn't know how to do that.
right? So now, knowing what you know today, right? It's
Mhm.
important to fundamentally be the change you want to see in the world, right? We know this quote, it's
Exactly.
been said. So there's no responsibility that a child has other than just being playful themselves, happy, joyful, and safe. And so having those role models available them is really something that I imagine is really what they want to feel. And so it's like think about it, you know, the youth that we play with or the youth that we dance around with or being youthful in ourselves, really to allow this inner child out. Because really we're all kids still. We're all children. So the
Mhm.
only change that has happened is an illusion of getting older or time has passed or all these things. But this is all bullshit. This is all really illusion. I'm no different than the little boy that, you know, has played around with my grandfather in the backyard playing soccer. I just became bigger, maybe have more experience, have a different set of understandings. And from that place, I have a new map of the world, and the essence is still extremely loving, connected, and childlike curiosity. The curiosity has allowed me to be even more playful, even more bigger energy, even more fun, because now I see things from a bigger perspective because I didn't know what I didn't know when I was that kid. So this awe and wonder and this magnetism of our own energy, it actually, when we love our own energy so infinitely, is what inspires and empowers so many people around us, because ultimately it's the relationship with ourselves as children, as big children, that will allow others to be awe inspired and also children in themselves. So
Yeah.
really, what I'm saying is the responsibility is just to be a big kid forever. That's the only responsibility we have.
And how do you help somebody be that is so stuck?
Be it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't save anyone. We can't save anyone. We are here to be a model of what's possible. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. And by stepping into the energy and the identity of that playfulness, innocence, joy, awe, and wonder, people will see it not by you talking about it, but by you behaving.
Absolutely. Yep. I agree.
And that's why we all get so inspired by Tony, because of his behavior and his choices, the way his feet move, not what he says. Because he could have been, he could be saying all these things, but if he didn't experience them, they would mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't actually doing it outside of the room, he wouldn't have the same emphasis of truth, because it wouldn't be coming from experience, it would be coming from a belief. And as we all know, a belief is a poor substitute for an experience. And once there's an experience, it's who you are, it's who you become, it's who you step into, it's the identity that you choose to relate to. And so the power of his magic happens because of him walking the path in private, and now he's getting rewarded for it in public.
Yeah.
So to phrase it in more common man's terms, be yourself and allow others to have experiences as well. Or give them the opportunity to.
And that's where the freedom is, right?
Freedom is already here.
Mm-hmm. Like I'd love to be with my grandkids all the time, right? I'd love to be able to hang out with them and do all the things. But I have responsibilities to other things that I have to do, so they are where they're at.
Do you have many grandkids?
I have 5. I got a 3-year-old that's playing with TikTok.
So do you feel you spend too little time with them?
I'd like to spend more time. There she is. She told me, Grammy, you're not at my house. Yeah. Yeah, I don't I spend what I can with them, as much time as I can. My daughter went away for a few days and I went and spent time with them and my husband. And my sister called, I don't talk to my sister very often, and my granddaughter said, "Can we call Auntie Doreen?" I said, "Of course we can." And so when I called her, she said, "I never thought I'd see you and David playing house together." And we kindly do it for our grandkids, right? It's actually great. And I am that example because of exactly what you said, Eric, because I know who he is in the world and the playfulness that is possible. And yes, bringing that out would be awesome.
So I believe that you impact their behavior by what you do and how you're being versus what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And it's just incredible to be responsive and not reactive in love. It's just such a gift. And I never thought it was possible. And now it's always possible.
I think it's important that we are trying to be a good example in how to stay playful and curious.
Mm,
Because a lot of people lose that when they grow up.
agreed. And they prime with me, all 3 of them.
I think that's
Especially,
very wonderful.
yeah, especially when I'm on Zoom with Mike and Joyce. I don't know if you know Mike Euros. He's actually a Platt as well, but we prime every day at 10 o'clock. And so sometimes my grandkids are with me, and that's where the cat comes from because Mike and Aiden play with the avatars or whatever. So I don't, I guess I push none. I can get rid of it, but every time I pop up, I think of that and their playfulness, and then he primes with me. And we did the Willful Warrior, and he said to me, Grammy, it's just like priming without the arms. And I'm like, oh my God, it is. Yeah, taught him the 60 seconds of freedom.
So this is very positive
Mm-hmm.
because I think more and more children are very conscious these days, more than when I was young, at least.
I agree.
I think youth is living in a challenging time, but also a time with a lot of possibilities and a lot of consciousness around them, and it's growing.
I agree. And I tell them family lifts each other up.
Well, I think Amy, what you're doing is very wonderful, because I believe you're having a very wonderful, positive impact on your grandchildren, especially. And from my personal experience, from my grandmother that has passed and that I haven't have known for a lot of my years, because I think she passed that when I was 6 or 7 or something. But like the few things you do that I do still hold dear that from my memory is she taught me chess. I know she loved tennis. And a very important message that I got is you can treat every sandwich you make as another cake you're making, and it's wonderful. And you should be grateful that you can do things in excess. So when we went there to make a sandwich, no, it's not just like you sandwich or you do like a peanut butter jelly or you do like just ham, cheese, done. No. You make a do ham, cheese, cucumber, curry sauce, everything. Well, yeah, and you need to do it. You need to do it all. You need to do it all.
Beautiful.
Don't be stingy. No. Just do it and make it special. Like those times of positive messages to we have the opportunity and to be grateful and experience things in excess. And even like eating food can be so special in that sense. That can be something you take with you for the rest for your life.
I love that you have those memories of her.
So, Amy, you said in the beginning that you it is a big responsibility to be an example to these children. It sounded a little heavy.
So what I was saying was
How do you see it now?
That children take on responsibility of each other. Like when they go to school and they see each other, like I felt a responsibility to my friends, probably because of what I was going through. So I went out of my way to find ways to make my friends happy. So now we live in this world of, there's a lot going on.
So can I go dig deeper into that?
Absolutely. I love this stuff.
Because what I'm observing or I'm hallucinating about right now is that your desire from the past of feeling like you need to take a lot of responsibility when you were a little girl and choosing to step into that then is also what's happening now, where you are taking on a lot of other people's challenges and you don't need to make others happy. What must happen is making yourself happy. At least this is my hallucination based off of what I'm hearing and observing.
So because I have to say I've stepped back a lot and done exactly that. I've looked at the ways to make myself happy, and that's why I'm no longer reactory. I don't react to things anymore. I respond, and I can catch myself in an instant and just be grateful that instant that I can. And I live in grace and gratitude. I used to live in fear and scarcity, and now I live in grace and gratitude, regardless of what's happening around me and what's going on. And because of that, I get the clarity of what I need to do next. It almost comes in a message.
Don't they all, hey? The beautiful
Yeah.
messages that we learn from each other.
Yes. So true.
Elenita, do you want to add anything?
When you said I live now in great in gratitude, um, in my head I added you also live in abundance, the
Mm,
feeling of abundance right now.
yes. And abundance isn't about money,
No,
which is
Can
so
it
awesome.
can it be though? But can it
Oh,
be?
absolutely. I think that comes with the happiness of the grace and abundance that you choose to live in.
Right, because
Mm.
if we know, if we have a healthy relationship with abundance, we can also have a very healthy relationship with money. And so it can be money, and not making that an issue or a problem, right as it's coming out of Elenita's mouth, saying, "Oh, it's not about money. It's not about money." It's almost like kind of pushing it away.
Mm,
Maybe it can be about money because money is energy, and it's exactly what's necessary in your reality in this moment to allow it to come to you.
mm.
My
Yeah,
hallucination is that you're living in abundance, in the feeling of abundance, the feelings of grace, gratitude, but not yet in the abundance of money. That's my hallucination.
you got it. So I think it's getting to the piece of having the peace with or without, and noticing that I can have it without. Because right now my house is empty, and that's my source of income. So I'm going to Boston to fill it.
Because abundance is also about money. It can be also about money. And you
Mhm.
choose to also make it about money because money can be a byproduct of the impact that you create. There's nothing negative about money. It's only the meaning that we choose to give it.
Mm, yeah.
Marty, you want to add anything?
No, I was drifting away with my mind somewhere.
Who?
What part of the world are you in, Matt?
I live in the Netherlands.
Oh, beautiful.
This is Ronald's son.
Oh, sweet.
In the big city of Groningen.
Very big, very big. Living in a
At the end,
student.
at the end of the world.
Well, no, this is not yet at the end of the world. That's when you go into the rural region. Then you're in the end of the world.
No, it's a very nice city. I think
It
that.
is. For how cities goes, it's pretty well organized, and you can just get everywhere with
Oh.
most mobility issues, even.
So you have a transportation system?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
For how large it is, I don't know, like a couple 100,000, I believe, in Groningen. Most people do everything that live in the city itself, do everything by walking or biking.
Oh, nice.
And I have experienced this myself, especially because I refuse to fix my bike, for instance. So I walk to the other side of the city, and you can't do that. That's a long time. Most people wouldn't do that, but even walking, it's technically possible, and the transportation network is there, and you can get to the places you would want to go.
So
Awesome.
how long a walk is that? An hour?
The most longest is like 15 minutes walk from going from one side of the city to the other. Since I live in the northern part, other side of the city for me means south of the train tracks. It's pretty south.
Sweet. I have nurses come to my house and they I'm about a mile or so away from the hospital, little under probably, and they get scooters and they recharge them, and then one had a bum knee. Some of them walk, and then some of them sleep in their scrubs and they wait till the very last second and call an Uber for the 5-minute ride. It's very funny, the differences in them.
Yeah, here it's mostly by foot, bike, bus, train, scooters as well, or motors or scooters. Yeah, both, but
Nice.
both more like the steps and the motorized one, the actual bigger ones.
Mm-hmm. Those are fun.
But my brain sidetrack that I had on the moment you asked me, Alanita, was on the I had a inkling, and I want to bring it by you all, since you are the audience as well. It's for the new side group with the numbers. I was thinking about the description, and the one I came up with now was our playground to share and collaborate in all things: numbers, finance. I forgot a word, but something, and then the whole list.
I love it. Like numbers, finance, and accounting.
And we may add more words to that, but then, the list can grow.
Yeah, it's a great way to integrate meaningful exchange of energy in acknowledging the magic of money and finance, numbers, and how healthy relationships expand the healthiness of the numbers in the way that we choose to operate as a community, and that there's a benevolence of it that comes through all of us.
Mm.
Maybe you can shorten your name a little.
What?
You had a very long name. So can it also be shorter? More to the
But
point?
this was the description.
That was
This
just
was the
the
description. Okay.
The name is
Yeah,
short.
it's good.
This is the description.
Yeah, it's already short. I think if it's description, it's a good one. Yes.
It's you know short and concise, but well enough telling about what it is for.
Don't
say it
forget
again.
fun.
Our playground to share and collaborate with all things, and then the list. Numbers, money, finance, accounting, maybe more things people can come up with at a later time.
Fun.
And maybe put below that, feel free to give and ask for advice
Yeah,
or something like that.
this one, Amy, just to help you understand, this specific group is focused on numbers. So
Mhm. I love numbers. Numbers love me. That needs to be fun. Yeah. Because I think there is magic in it, which makes it fun.
In numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love numbers.
the numbers love us.
Mhm.
I'm not convinced yet. But I joined the group to get convinced.
Sweet.
We have a responsibility when we measure what matters when what matters becomes measured, everything that measured matters to us. So it creates clarity and it creates a measurable exchange of understanding so that people take things seriously, because when we take things seriously with fun and joy, things actually, we can start to see the change.
Mm.
And show the change?
And show the change. I agree.
Yes.
So with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap up our Destiny integration, because it sounds like we've nailed in our numbers.
So you're
What
putting
airport?
the Mart, you're going to put the description in that group?
I'm working on it as we speak.
Okay.
What's the airport where you are, Eric?
YEG, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
So who are coming to you for Business Mastery? Who is
Well, right
coming?
now there's a lot of people. I think maybe 20 now. We're at 20.
So when we went to Cyprus, Dennis got 5 villas, and then he got one that we were all going to meet in. Or actually, we were going to meet at his house, but his dog died like the day we got there. And so then he got one for us to go to meet all together to do the event. It was cool.
Yeah, so we got one house right now booked. We might
Nice.
need a second,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay.
Yeah,
We go with the flow.
adds to the magic.
Cool. Love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, see you
See
tomorrow.
ya.
Thank you very much. See you
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.